What's up, everyone? Placing orders online. That's what we're doing. Hey, G, what's up, man? How you been doing? Oh, Jamie, what's going on? Placing orders online, spending more money. You know what I mean? Today is the 21st, right? Yes, it is. Had to order some clear. So I managed to get a gallon of Glazeret 923 460, which is their top quality clear, a gallon of hardener, and a gallon of reducer for 450 bucks. You know what I mean? Talk about a deal. I mean, the hardener's worth $400 alone. You know that, Jamie. All right. Well, you know what? I appreciate you following along still. I really do. I mean, you know, we're getting there. I really haven't been on much. Um, we've been kind of doing some wiring and stuff like that, trying to really get things going. Um, yeah, that was the kit right there. Um, so yeah, it's been real slow. You know what I mean? We're kind of doing one piece of the puzzle at this day and another piece of the puzzle that day, one system at a time, as we slowly work through the wiring on this car. So it really hasn't been much to show. I have been recording some of it for a video later on. Like I said, Ron Francis, they're the ones we got the wiring kit from. Um, it's just it's not much to show. You know what I mean? So tonight I'm going to work on the fuel system because if I get the fuel system done, we're wiring the ignition system. You know what comes after that, right? Fire. GV, what's up? Um, so yeah, we're getting closer to firing it up. Finally, I know I've said that a bunch of times before, but fuel lines are run. I got to bring them up a little bit. Finally found a place to put the regulator. Um, stuff like that. Uh, but kind of got our eyeballs hanging down there a little bit. Headlights are wired in. Taillights are all wired in. Got them working. Uh, let's see. That little red line there runs up back and forth. That's a power line for the alternator. So that means we're working on the charging system, which leads over to the starter. All that fun stuff. Uh, I've been doing good. It has been harder to get out here since I caught that Lyme's disease. That's been really kicking my butt. Um, there's just days that I'm just so tired and my body hurts that it's hard to get out here. Um, but you know, it's not going to get finished and it's not going to get done if we don't get out here and get it done. So I really have to do that. Yeah. So I did that video a while back when I was down in West Virginia. And I got a video that I've been slowly putting together where I went to Napier's Auto Salvage, which was a really cool junkyard from the 30s and the 40s. Walking around there, I get bit by 7 deer ticks. And of course, I ended up getting Lyme's disease. So, oops. Brought a gift home. Uh, but we got it early. We caught it early. Started the antibiotics early. So, the longer you let it lie dormant, you don't do nothing about it, the more effects you have from it. And so it's just, you know, it is what it is. Just take your medications. That's about it. And then it makes your joints hurt, stuff like that. So um, when you sit here and you have, one leg to begin with, your joints hurt to begin with. It's just all kinds of fun. Uh, yeah, there's not much you can do. Uh, Birdies better not be pooping on my car. Get out of here. Go. Get. See him up there on top of the garage door? He needs to get out of here. I'm gonna shoot him out of here. Get out of here. No, wrong way. Go, dummy. Oh, you better not come back. Get out of my. Hate starlings. Let there be light. Uh, so what you been up to? Okay, so that was going to be my question right there. What you been up to on the 6.2? Are you able to salvage the cylinders on that engine? Is that what we're doing? Uh, so you can salvage them. That's good. So you bored, you mic'd everything out. You put a bore gauge down it. Everything's fine. Still within spec. See that box? Still sitting here with your name all over it, buddy. Still got it on it. Yeah, water pump, brackets. All right, Dad. All kinds of fun stuff. I just still sitting here with your name on it, buddy. Well, see, now there's the incentive to make the trip up here, right? You know what I mean? You got cool stuff up here. You got motor parts up here. It's what kind of excuse do you need other than that? Hey, Grandma, we gotta go. We got motor parts sitting up in Ohio. Let's go get it. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, family too. If you really want to add them in, you know what I mean? Got my little evil energy bag. All my little fittings. Family and Chevy parts. It's So I was at a car show the other day, and it was the last live video that I did. And the guy had a Mustang sitting there. It was a 5.3, well, I don't know if it was 5.3, but LS swapped. And he was pushing like, golly, I want to say he was, I think he told me he was 1,300 horsepower at the flywheel or something like that. I mean, it was something kind of ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like he's right on the verge of having to have a certified cage put in it. So I got to thinking, I think I'm going to try to think I was going to plumb this because you don't have much room as far as it goes to run a crossover pipe here at the front without it looking kind of hideous. So I've decided that I'm going to run like a deadhead system. Hopefully we don't vapor lock. If we do, I will keep parts in the car so I can quickly switch over and then run my return system a different way. Like I said, I build everything with a contingency plan in mind. That's always kind of my thought and theory on it. I just hope I got enough fittings here to do the system, you know what I mean? Uh, Amber, hello. So that's kind of the plan. Um, I think I got enough fittings. I'm not 100% sure. So we're trying to figure that out. See, with me running AN fittings, well, not necessarily just AN fittings. It's more of PTFE, but that doesn't mean I have to run PTFE going back all the way out back. I could run. I could run these ones. And at that point, I would have enough fittings to do this. You know, I just like the PTFE lines because of the alcohol content in the newer stuff. You know what I mean? But I think what we're going to end up doing is maybe I'll just run regular braided line, run it over to the fuel filter, and keep everything PTFE in the back. That way, if I ever do want to switch over to an E85 setup, all I got to do is switch the line. Uh, that's kind of the plan on that, because I've got more money out there right now in fuel line fittings than I even want to think about right now. This stuff is just not getting cheaper at all. So we'll just kind of dry fit this stuff and go from there. You know what I mean? Ah, GV, take it easy, man. Yeah, speaking of motor oil, okay, I found this. So we have a small fleet of vans that do Amish work crews and stuff like that. And, I take care of all the maintenance and stuff like that on them. So we set up a commercial account with one of the parts stores. Now, with commercial accounts at parts stores, you don't save money on fluids. Never do you save money on fluids. But if you were to buy 5-gallon boxes of oil, was it 5-gallon boxes? Maybe it's 6 gallon. I don't know. I bought boxes of oil. I ended up with enough oil for a year for oil changes, and we do oil changes once a month times two. I got my filters and my oil, and we're talking like Wix filters, good synthetic oil, and I want to say it cost me right around $500 for the year. And we do 2 oil changes a month just on the vans, and then we got our own personal cars and everything else. So I got enough oil to do the vans and our personal cars for a year for like $500. It's actually pretty good. Um, I do, you know what? Hello from Turkey, and I'm glad you're in here. But I'm just a small guy working in my garage, man. That's all I'm doing. Had a dream of, always had a dream of making it to SEMA and just going to the show. So I decided to build a car, and guess what? We did it. Um, a guy in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, chased his dream car down, got it built, got the right people involved, and we made it to SEMA. So that's what we're doing is we're trying to get this thing finished up for the big show. Um, so basically what I was getting at with the oil thing was, if you do a lot of them, set up a commercial account and buy it in bulk. If you buy it in bulk, you're gonna save. Um, but yeah, so here's a long story with this car. This is 6 years. We got 6 years in the making on this thing, and a lot of work, a lot of designing. Most people just kind of throw them together. But what I do different is I design everything. Everything's got to fit, everything's got to flow, and parts have to be readily available. I have to be able to go out, buy them at the parts store if I need them, Uh, you know, yeah, she's a show car, but she's a show car this year and this year only. After this year, I'm gonna drive it. After the show that I've been wanting to go to, we're driving it. I'm gonna run it coast to coast. That's why it was important for me to have things that are readily available. And if I have something that's custom and trick and everything else like the intake, I'll have a secondary intake with me in case that one ever messes up to the point that it's giving me fits and everything else. With the Holly fuel system, it's self-learning. With a little bit of tuning, I can be back on the road in an hour and a half. You know, I'll have enough parts stored in a little case in the trunk with a spare intake for like road use, in case we decide to go, you know, I want to run to the Pacific Coast Highway and I want to run the whole thing, but I want to drive it there. I ain't shipping there. I will drive this car there. So we got to have parts. And if it breaks down, I got to be able to get parts. So everything's designed off of readily available parts. Yeah, I don't I don't believe in when they're done, yeah, you want to show them off and stuff like that. Like I go to a car show, like a local one. I hang out for 30, 40 minutes. I'll walk around. I'm back in the car. I'm driving. I hardly ever stop at a local show because I've already seen them cars. I see them every day. I've seen your car 15 times. I don't want to come to a show and look at brand new Mustangs and brand new Corvettes. If I wanted to see that, I'd drive down the road. I don't need to see your. That's a whole nother sticky point with me. You pull into a show and everybody's sitting there with classic cars. Why are you pulling in with your 2022 Ford Mustang? I get it. It's special. It's got a supercharger on it. Whatever. You're proud of it. Cool. Glad you are. But fit with the crowd. You know what I mean? Don't don't be that odd car parked in the middle of a field of classics. I don't know. It's just that's the way I feel. You know, cool. You got a C8 Corvette. Awesome. I pass 6 of them a day. Yours is not much different. Oh, it's 101. It may be. Still looks like a Corvette. A lot of people don't like my thoughts on that, but you know what? Those are my thoughts. All right, what else do I need? Fuel lines are underneath. I need to mount my pressure regulator. Let's find out where we're going to mount that. And we can bring fuel lines up to it. And I can start making the ones for the engine. How's that sound? Right now the fuel lines are just kind of coiled up underneath. But I gotta say, I want to hide it with some of the harness. I understand you got to see electrical harnesses. Engines run on something, right? But if we can keep the harness down low like that, it's going to be out of the way of the headers. going to be a little more hidden. Can I run it through the box? I don't know. Huh. Actually, might be a really good way to run these things. Okay, that's fuel injection. What do we got here? That is wideband. That'll stay on this side as well. That's that. What do we got here? I'm gonna have to start routing this stuff around. Alright. Ignition odd. So this one will actually end up going over there. That's fuel injectors, knock sensors. It won't be used. Ignition even, which means it'll stay on this side. What's that hung up on right now? It's not a transmission line. What are you hung up on? All right, that's definitely hung up on something. Ah, come on. You wrapped up on. Uh, I want a car that can truly drive myself, right? Repair myself, correct. Truly has a spirit, loud as a super cool and built for realism. That sound like a high-pitched car cat fight. uh, get a real car. Stop following your 5-year-old. Okay, I really like the way you think. uh, you know what? A lot of them guys can't handle them Dodges, and that's why I like that they build them because, well, we can get them cheap, right? Let's see here. It's off. So yeah, I'm trying to find the right exhaust system for this because I don't want that crackly sound. Um, I've never been a real big fan of Flowmasters. What are you hung up on? jack this car up and figure out what the heck's going on down there. Yeah, we ain't. I don't want that crackly sound that a lot of cars have. I don't like glass packs. Basically, what I'm saying, I don't like glass packs. That's Hall. And my jack barely even fits under this car, which is kind of funny because it's not even aired out. If I air it out, you cannot get a jack under this car. All right, let me find my jack stands. Oh. Whoa, it's quite a bit different. Okay. Ow, 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 ow. All right, let's find out what's going on here. So I was looking into the chamber mufflers. Um, I'm also looking into Cartage exhaust. I really like their stuff. Speedy. Just got turned on to them. They actually have like NASCAR style boom tubes, which, man, I've always been a fan of them. Uh, what are you doing tonight at the shop, Mr. Darrell? Mr. Metal Art. This guy's, by the way, anybody on here, the guy that just popped in Metal Art Customs, the one that did this beautiful paint job. They're working on the roof today. They got you all exposed to the open elements. Tongue twister. All right. Let's see here. So, are they getting close to done? I mean, do they got you at least covered back up or dried in? Know what I mean? All right, that was the map sensor. Ah! Yeah. Ah, that was a map sensor wire. Oh, what did they do the other day? Something get messed up? Something wasn't happy? I mean, what's the dealio with that one? Oh well, I got to get under here anyway because the fuel lines are under here, and we got to put. I got a starter bolt that's fighting me and being funny. It doesn't want to cooperate. I don't know if you remember, Daryl, when we had the engine part for one of the 3,000 times that we had it apart at your shop. I was having problems with the starter bolt. So I never took care of that problem. So now I'm about ready to take care of that problem. It's on my long list of a lot of things to do. So I ordered GM genuine parts bolts. These better be the right size, right length. Let's just say that. They just I don't know. Let me get my. I got a wrench under there. Let me get my tools. What size was that under there? Definitely a 13. I know I got a wrench that I put down because I didn't put it away. Because I am absolutely horrible at putting tools away. Give me a minute, I'll take you out of the car with me. I don't know what happened to him. Mr. Wrench, where'd you go? 15, 16. Is it over here? Did I leave you in the trunk? Hello? Hello? Did not leave it in the trunk, but there's that. Let me go get a socket, guys. I'll be right back. It's a 12. Oh, I got some over here. Come on, I got a 13 around here somewhere. Another 12. Okay, this is honestly getting kind of annoying now. Where'd you go? I guess this would be a good lesson in why you put your tools away. There's my 13. You know, I still need to paint the transmission pan. I do need to do that still. See if I can get you mounted up on a camera to slide under the car. I'm trying to fire it up. Yeah, look, 5 years later. 5 years later. Oh, look, that's that screwdriver Daryl was looking for that I borrowed that one time. It's going to be more like that, to be honest with you. See if we can get you mounted up on a camera holder, on a phone holder, and still have it, right? I've never, ever misplaced one of Daryl's screwdrivers. I don't know why people would even begin to think something along them lines. Never have I misplaced one of Daryl's screwdrivers. How much am I lacking what? So we started wiring the ignition system up. So that's kind of where we've gotten to. See how pretty the underside of this car is? Oh, man. Can we get you an even darker view of what's going on? Can we do that? Yeah. To be honest with you, I can't even see what my camera's seeing. Hold on. What kind of a view do you guys have under there? I guess that's kind of where I'm working at, huh? Uh, so we're getting closer. I got everything here for the fuel system finally. Oh man. So the fuel system's here. I need to get. So we're gonna run that. We're gonna spend a lot of time next week getting the wiring going. See if there's a difference in length of bolts. The knurls do start at a different spot. That seems to be what our holdup was. So let's see what goes on here with this, huh? Huh, I think that's good. So, may I make a suggestion to anybody watching if you're doing an LS swap? Get factory GM bolts. These aftermarket ones are absolute garbage. Go to the Chevy dealership, spend a couple extra bucks, and save yourself the headaches. Get the correct bolts. The knurling on these bolts that help line up the starter into its correct position so you don't have to shim the stuff is actually knurled a little bit different. And these bolts seem to be straight where the other ones had a little bit of a wobble and they were really tight to get in there. And I was using Dorman bolts. I mean, it's not like I was using a bad bolt. Dorman usually pretty good about what they do. But they sure did miss it on these bolts. I still need to get a cover for the torque converter. You're right, Daryl. That goes for all aftermarket starter bolts. I should have just gone to GM to begin with. Be 110% honest with you. That's what I should have done. Um, okay, so that's the battery. That's the battery cable there. Camera down. All right, there we go. Yeah, I use covers. Um, so I tend to like to use them because I mean they are dust shields, and it does prevent stuff from kind of getting up in there. So yeah, I'll use them. Oh, I don't think I have a knife, and I can't slide any further back. I got to jack the car up, back out from under the car. Go get some more jack stands and another jack. All that fun stuff. Oh man, hold on. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, okay. So really pay attention to that 6.2 because you could end up with a 6.2 for $400 who needs $2,000 worth of machine work. Pay attention. Pay attention to the bores. If you got anything that you can feel, chances are you're going to have it re-sleeved. I would suggest talking to our good buddy Graham Pito, and he'll kind of school you on what you need to look out for as far as them 6.2s go. Um, they can be a little finicky. Basically, what I'm trying to say. It can be a little troublesome. That just seems like too good of a deal. Um, you can't really bore those cylinders that much when it comes to those engines. Yeah, good. Have it checked out. I think you can only maybe 5 or 10 thou is all you can bore them cylinders before you have to send them out and get them re-sleeved. Check the block for cracks. Really have it gone over. And if the guy's got a problem with you checking it out and really going over it, I would suggest steering clear from it. That's my personal opinion on the subject. Okay, you know what? I see something very interesting. Anybody that knows anything about a 59, well, let's say 58 to 64 Chevy Impala, Buick, whatever, anything on this chassis with the X-Frame chassis, know that these cars have a ton of flex. That whole frame it's skinny in the center. It's designed to flex all different directions. I put a boxed frame underneath this car. Uh, Daryl, you're gonna find this very interesting. Okay, you know these cars. It's how it got two jack stands in the front on the control arms. That's it. That tire is off the ground. If I can spin that tire, that means this other side is off the ground too. Clear as day, that tire is off that ground. I threw a wrench underneath of it. That tire is off the ground. I cannot get over how this chassis does not flex on this car. It's quite impressive, and it makes me feel good because I know this thing is going to be stiff. I know it's going to ride good. It's going to handle. Not too shabby. And now, when I put the rear control arm, not the rear control arm, but the rear sway bars in this car, right now she's only got front. When I put the rear sway bar in this car, she's just going to get stiffer. You know what I mean? I mean, both of them are off. So, which, speaking of the one wheel peel, we're getting rid of the one wheel peel on this car. Buddy of mine from California has got a set of 355s for it in a posi unit, which is cool because we can put a posi unit in this car. I mean, Andy, go give me that tape measure over there. I'm going to show you something. I'm jacking this car up on its control arm mount, rear forward control arm mount. So, yeah, yeah, it is. It is front loaded rear, just like a 9-inch. So it's got the center pig. 7 inches off the ground to the bottom of the tire. Mind you, I'm not jacked up on the rear end, okay? I am on the outside lower control arm front mount. Okay? 6.5 inches. That's a 1/2 inch twist. That is unbelievable. Okay, so The 69 Cadillac, this is, this, no, you're wrong. It's not the same. Yes, it is. No, it's not. How's that? Uh, you have the BOP, the Buick Olds Pontiac rear end. So this is an 8.2 ring. The Pontiac one, the one that's not Chevy, is actually closer to a 9-inch ring. And yes, it's very hard to get gears for it. It's got heavier duty axles. It's actually a better rear end all the way around. From what I understand, I think I do know a guy that can get gears for it. There's a guy up here, but they're not cheap by any means. Um, yeah, so I can get posi units for this one, a fully built center section for this car, brand new, in a posi carrier for $1,700. They're not cheap to build. Um, this one that I'm getting from my buddy came out of a car that got wrecked. That's got maybe 10,000 miles on it. So it's been overhauled at one point or another. And you get that one little pump. Yep. Pump it up. No, 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 no. Jesus Christ, no. Pump it up. Pump it up. There. Ah. Let me see. I'm going to change the rear end. I want an error anyways. There's something in the works for. Yeah, of course. There's always something in the works with you. See, I can get a posi easily. Problem is money. Always money. Always money. But before I got to do that, window seals, floors, the pans, and repair the house. Again, remind me, what car are you working on? I can't remember, and forgive me for that. I'm sure it will be a big hit, especially if you got your hands in it. Something big is about to happen with that car. Something big gonna happen with that car. I know it. 68 four-door. Okay, you're right. Now I remember. Um, let's see. You got a 10-bolt back there. That shouldn't be that bad. You can actually. You don't even need to get a posi for that. You can actually get like put a locker style in there. Those are really easy to do. Something you can do on yourself, and they're fairly inexpensive. Um, Yeah, I wouldn't put a posi unit in it. I'd just go out and get a locker. Take your take your spiders out, put the springs and everything in, and go. You're good. When you go in a straight line, you're good. When you go around a corner, it'll pop, and you'll hear it ratchet around the corner a little bit, but it's a cheap way to get your posi unit. You know what I mean? We used to run lockers all the time at the racetrack. Always ran lockers at the racetrack. Up 600, 700 horsepower engines too. They hold up. Yeah, look into like a Detroit locker or an Eaton locker or something like that. They're really easy to put in. Um, Take a little time, a little bit of measuring, but it's pretty simple. Put the keeper in. All right. Think I got enough room for me to mess around under there. Think I got it. You almost dropped that car on me. All right, we're on the jack stands. Now I can crawl around underneath here. We get a little bit of fun. So then we just kind of put the fuel lines. Huh. It's actually funny. We'll go ahead and slide this one a little forward, seeing how only one jack stand's kind of holding back here. Put her in the center. It still amazes me this car is not twisting like that, but hey, I'm not complaining. Line. Now I got to remember which line was what. You know what I mean? Let's see. First car should say I'll have to swap the. No, you should not have to swap the rear end out. You can even keep the rear gears. Um, Need a stall. Before you get a stall converter, you need to decide what you're doing with the rear end. You need to get your engine specs and everything else down so when you order your converter, you can order it to the car. You're not just buying and guessing what you're doing. Call up and talk to an actual converter guy and don't just go by what you think it might need. Call the guy that does it for a living, and that's his job. And you'll be happier in the end. Come on. That's the only thing I can say about converters. Order the correct one, don't just guess. Help if I actually had an actual real set of cutters and not a set of tubing cutters back here. But hey, we do what we gotta do. Now, which fuel line is which? Alright, let's take this one here, lay it out over there. Take this one here, lay her out over there. Got more fuel lines shut back up into here. Nope, that's power lines. So, going by memory, I want to say, there's that one. Where'd this fuel line go? Okay, that one dipped through there. This one dips up there. I want to say this one here is my feed line. I guess it doesn't really matter if we're all going up in the same spot. So I do got to drop the gas tank again. Anyway. So it's not really going to matter all that much. Yeah. Because I got to put the power lines on here yet too. So we'll kind of get these strung all the way up through and wired up in and all that other fun stuff. Know what I mean? I'm only going to do this for about another 30 minutes. And I'm going to call it a night. Do have to measure for a dry shaft this week. I should get that started and getting built. I know the rear one from the back to the carrier bearing is going to be a slip shaft. And then we got to have a shorter shaft made from the carrier bearing to the transmission, which I got my slip yoke there. Got that yoke there. I think we'll be good. Real quick, I'll tell you what, the engines got done to it. Keep in mind, it's my dad's car. It's built when he was 16. Blew it up from no oil. Saved the crank and some rods. 307, 30 over. Cam grind doesn't tell me much. You have to really look those numbers up. Bigger valves, port polished heads. A lot of work to a 307, especially a Chevy 307, which really they weren't bad motors. I had a couple of them in a couple of my cars. I was actually quite pleased with them. You can only go so far with them. To be honest with you, if you're gonna go back into it, if you're keeping the engine for nostalgic reasons, fine. If not, I would suggest maybe finding a different block. Because you can only get so much out of a 307. You can only push it so far. You know what I mean? But like I said, first they really weren't bad motors. Uh, okay, so he got it done really good. Forgot the oil return line. Oil return. Here's no oil. The oil just kind of feeds down through unless he had something clogging up the oil passages from not cleaning properly. For real, huh? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like a bad car. 24-inch stock converter for the. All right, hold on. That's yeah. So you're definitely a little too tight for pushing through the brakes. All right, G man, you take it easy. Um, that's actually not bad. I mean, if he's running 114 race fuel, he must have really bumped that compression up to like 12 to 1, some stupid high number. Which now you can't even drive the car at that kind of compression because fuel's got to be $30 a gallon or $30 every 20 feet. You know what I mean? It's got to be something ridiculous. I mean, I remember when race gas was still like $5 a gallon, and that was crap. That was 25 years ago. You know what I mean? I had a 55 Chevy. That's all it would run on. Was 108. Uh, yeah. It kind of sucked when we wanted to get gas. We had to drive out to the racetrack to get gas. So that means we can only get gas 2 nights a week. My car. So my Nova that was running that 307, it was manual brakes, all drums, and we blow that thing down a quarter mile. And boy, talk about a fun car to stop. Definitely turns the pucker factor up. That much I can say. That much I can definitely tell you. Did definitely make you rethink what you were doing. Flat tops. Yeah, well, I'm sure if he did head work with flat top pistons. Yeah, and I bet it's pinging like you wouldn't believe. Jeez, oh Pete. Anyway, it's 7:45. I really think what have we been on about 82 minutes. That's kind of a long time. Well, I got her up on jack stands a little bit every night. That's all you guys gotta do. Just do something every night. Ain't got to make massive progress every night, as long as you get something done, right? Um, and that's another reason why I haven't been doing much, because honestly, this stuff really distracts from what you're doing. You end up sitting there looking at the camera and talking to it more than actually getting your work done. At the end of the night, you ain't got no work done. You know what I mean? Filter's dirty. It's been sitting. I like to see the car. I like 68s. Good looking cars. Even if it is a crew cab, they're good looking cars. You know what I mean? Well, guys, I'm going to get going for the night. I'm going to run inside, get something to eat. Mom still got dinner in there? Yeah, I'm going to go get something to eat before my brother eats it all. So, guys, take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. Get out in the garage, get dirty. Get something done. Take care.